Okay, well that was a good start, wasn't it? That was a great start. That was a great start. The other thing is my wife has just said to me, remember, this is a wedding, not a funeral. Now there is something to give you confidence before you give a speech, isn't it? Yeah, so thanks Ed, that was, yeah. Okay, so first of all, welcome to everyone. Welcome to each and every one of you to the special marriage celebration of Olivia and Ben. Now, it's my honour to say a few fatherly words about Olivia. But let me reassure you, I don't intend to fall into the classic father of the bride monologue. Olivia is a thoroughly modern woman and wouldn't want that. Also, I think she's rather nervous about what I'm going to say. She said to me last week, "Dad, you don't have to speak for very long." So today I'm just going to reflect on some of the key moments in her life that have left lasting impressions on me. The first time I really became aware of Olivia's tenacity and independence was when she was 4 on a family holiday in California. We told the kids we had to run for our connecting flight from Houston to San Francisco. Before the plane had even landed, she was already sat bolt upright in her seat with her little Pocahontas backpack and sun hat on, ready for action. As soon as we got down the aircraft steps, she was off. She didn't know where. She knew she just had to run, while her older brother was recovering from being sick all journey, and her baby sister lay flat in her exhausted mum's arms. We all lagged woefully behind Olivia. I watched her legs going as fast as they could. I knew then we had a hardy trooper on our hands, and her brave spirit would take her far in life. The second instance I recall was a more worrying time. When Olivia was 6, she developed a rare eye infection called orbital cellulitis. Edna told me to include that diagnosis for the medical people among us here today. The infection became so severe that it was pushing her eye out of the socket, and there was a risk of brain damage. She had a long operation and spent 3 weeks in isolation, but not once did Olivia complain, and she barely cried. Her greatest sadness was that she was missing her school friends and some birthday parties. Speaking of which, here's to all those girls, especially Letty, Izzy Saray, and others from Harden. The Kissies, I think they're called. Because the Harden crew, the Kissies, visited every day, and they were remarkable, and they really raised the patient's spirits. I'll never forget Olivia's little face when she had a Cinderella Barbie as a get-well gift. I learnt a lot about her from this episode, including her love of friends, her undemanding, accepting and kind nature, and her desire to party no matter how ill you are. As Olivia grew up, she became a tall and strong girl, and it was clear from her physique that she may become a good athlete. At least that was what I had hoped. Having failed miserably in my many attempts to turn our son into the next Michael Owen, Ian Botham, or Tiger Woods, one of those would have done, I thought I'd try to develop child number 2's potential. Olivia seemed to enjoy swimming, and she showed real promise. And although she'd never had proper lessons, I signed her up for the Welsh National Gala. Imagine my pride when she came a close fourth in the breaststroke. Much motivated by the achievement, I might have mentioned the London 2012 Olympics a few times to her. Clearly not impressed by my parental aspirations, she wrote me a 4-page letter detailing why she wouldn't be training for the Olympics. Her long list of excuses included getting man shoulders, flipper feet, and eczema. This made me realise she was a tough, competent negotiator, a tactical thinker, and determined in her vision of what she did and did not want to do in life. Olivia's teenage years were lively and interesting. Her first Saturday job was at the Sophisticat hair salon in Harden. She'd arrive home, pockets bulging with tips and very excited. She used to empty the stash of coins onto the kitchen table, quickly and efficiently count them, and then store the cash well away from her siblings' clutches. I knew then she had a solid work ethic and appreciated the value of a hard-earned fiver. One Saturday evening, she decided to spend some of the loot on a pub crawl with Izzy Sherlock, if I remember correctly. The youngsters were merrily swigging gins outside the Glyn Arms, but they hadn't banked on Ed and I driving by late in the evening, returning from a dinner in Chester. The revellers didn't appreciate being bundled into the back of the car, but at least they did accept the good telling off and lengthy grounding moderately well. At 18, Olivia went off to study human geography at Newcastle Uni. After graduating, she announced she was going to find herself for a year down under. She funded the trip herself, working in hostels, bars, and restaurants. One day she called us out of the blue to say she'd met someone special in New Zealand. We feared the worst. Thinking she must have lost her heart to some Kiwi and wasn't coming home. Imagine our relief when she told us he was a good Cheshire lad. You were an instant winner in our eyes, Ben, and our positive opinion of you hasn't changed since. After a spell in London working with De Beers, the diamond dealer, Olivia had a choice to make. Her romance with Ben was blossoming, but it was becoming increasingly difficult to maintain a long-distance relationship as they missed each other so much. Olivia had to choose between her career in London or Ben, and she chose love. Olivia then moved back home to Wales and started working in sustainability with Redrow. Her relationship with Ben quickly moved up a few notches, and they moved in together in Hanbridge, Chester. We met the Parry family, and we instantly got on. We soon realised that both clans had much in common, especially family values. Joyce and Rob welcomed Olivia into their family as if she were their own, and we were delighted. Christmas 2022 was a very special occasion for us, as 4 generations of Parrys and Asprey wards celebrated together. The 4 great-grandparents had never met, but they got on famously. There were no dull moments, And the Parrys were even remarkably tolerant of my legendary Christmas quiz. I think quite a few have suffered that, haven't they, over the years? So, Ben, it's at this point of the proceedings that your new father-in-law is meant to give you advice on marriage. That's not necessary here, because you're doing remarkably well. You make Olivia extremely happy. That's clear for all of us to see. You don't need advice from me. But I do have a gift for you, because I know you're a traditionalist. I know you like things done properly. I was so pleased when you asked me if I could give my blessing for Olivia, that you were planning to propose to her and that you wanted to ask her to marry me. It was in Harlock Golf Club car park, of all places. So I thought long and hard about what to give you as a gift. I've always been a keen photographer, the family photographer, if you like. And as my gift to you, I've created an album of Olivia's first 30 years. Yeah. Thanks, Stu. Now, Ben, I know with you as Liv's soulmate, I know the next 30 years plus will be just as happy, if not more. And that's tremendous for Ed and I to know that, to have that reassurance. So today, I've just shared a few stories, not only as Olivia's dad, but also as the proud grandfather of Finn. Olivia and Ben have both shown great maturity, calmness, patience, and understanding since Finn was born. But I can honestly say, Olivia, that every sleepless night and every tear is worth it, even if you didn't take part in the London 2012 Olympics. So I propose a toast to Olivia and Ben. Cheers. Cheers. Oh, thank you. Thanks. Thanks.
Cheers. Well done, Wardy.
Well done, Phil. Hand that over now. Thanks, Phil. I think. Oh, God. Very well executed. Very well executed. Thank you, Phil, for your kind words. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for all coming here today to join us on this momentous occasion. I'm glad I also plucked up the courage to join you, because at some points today it was going. I want to start by saying a massive thank you to you all for joining us here today. You are what makes this day special to us. A special thank you goes to the people who've travelled long and far to join us. This includes guests from the US, France, Australia, and as far down south as Devon. Thank you all for making the journey. I want to first and foremost extend a special thank you to my now mother and father-in-law, Ed and Phil, who have both been, without doubt, the most warm-hearted and loving mother and father-in-law I could have hoped for. Throughout our journey, you have not only become dear friends, but have also embraced me as a member of your family. And for that, I am truly grateful. From visiting you in Harden, in what felt like at the time a baptism of fire, I soon knew we were going to get on well when that day the first glass of house wine was poured and the first fish cataplasma was cooked, both of which have become iconic symbols of your hospitality. You have consistently stood by us, never faltering when we needed you the most, especially during the challenging moments we faced with Finley. Ed, your wisdom and experience as a nurse has been invaluable.
Thank you.
And Phil, we are forever grateful for your generous deliveries of the finest food and wine. Talking of wine, can everyone please raise a glass to Ed and Phil? To Ed and Phil. Next, I would like to talk about my mum and dad. Rob and Joyce. Where do I begin? Well, when I initially shared the news that we were getting married this year, I couldn't tell if it brought tears of joy or tears of sadness to have both of your children's weddings in 1 year. I, of course, knew they were tears of joy, as the unwavering support you've shown me over the years is something I aspire to provide my family. It's something that I want to bring into my future, and it's shown me what it really means for my family and in the future. So it's special. I hope this family support you've shown me over the years is now starting to flow the other way, through myself and Jane taking more on, which is allowing you both to do more, which you should with the amount of hard work you've put into both the business and our family over the years. I sincerely hope your New Zealand trip at the end of the year will be a great chapter towards that. I wouldn't be where I am today without you, so thank you. More thanks I've got to go to Miriam and Jacob for the last 6 months. With not much time to prepare, you've both been truly reliable best friends. Miriam for organising a perfect hen do for Liv to enjoy and baking our wedding cake today. Jacob, planning a 3-day stag do for 18 lads whilst living in New York would have been anything but easy. The group managed to make it further difficult when on the first night, 320 of the 350 beers for the weekend were drunk. I think it met all expectations. Thank you both. And then finally, onto the most beautiful person here, Olivia. It's been a big journey for myself and Olivia to get to this point as well, starting some 12,000 miles away in a small bar in Queenstown, New Zealand, July 2016. Our first meet-up had come about because I'd uploaded a photo to social media of the stunning scenery from where I was living. Some days later, I received a message from a certain Olivia Ward asking me if I lived in Queenstown and if there was much to do. I'm not sure she had marriage, children, mortgage, all the things we've now got in mind, but we met up. We met up for a drink, and I experienced the spark that still exists today. The meet-up was a casual drink. I ordered a whiskey on ice, not very casual, and Olivia ordered the same, which was also not very casual. Olivia said she would try the same as me. Now, I was taking, this girl drinks whiskey for one, and I'm not going to question that, so she can definitely make her own decisions. We'll go with it. So the drinks arrived. I sipped mine. Liv, oh, hello, yeah. Liv, you must have a button for this. Liv gulped hers, nearly spat it out in complete horror, and managed to politely say, "Oh gosh, that's strong." Over a couple of days of meeting up, this had been one of those moments that a spark of love, or humour, maybe on my part, had started to form. And from then, we unfortunately parted ways. I went on to Canada, and Olivia moved to London. Now, 6 months later, I returned to the UK. We met up, and I was pleased to find out the spark I'd felt still existed and was felt by Liv as well. From then, we've gone from strength to strength, and it'll be a journey I'll never forget. The tables you're all sat at this evening are places we visited and loved whilst on that journey. The past 18 months have been a huge part of that journey, as you, Liv, gave birth to our beautiful son, Finley. Throughout all the sleepless nights and exhaustion, you have shown an unwavering strength, resilience, and tenderness. I couldn't be prouder of the beautiful mother you have become. Throughout this time, you've also managed to organise this perfect day, and seeing this further shows how incredible you are. Liv, you're always there when I need you the most. You always help myself and Finley before helping yourself. It's been the best journey with you so far, and long may that spark continue. My last toast of the evening, ladies and gentlemen, is to my stunning wife, to Liv. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I will now hand you over to my best man, Jacob. Right, yeah?
Hello. Hello? Can you hear me okay? Yeah? Yes? It's quite hard to follow that, so I'll give it my best shot. Thank you, Ben. For those that don't know me, I'm Jacob, Ben's best man. I did hear through a little bird that Ben and Liv want to see my speech before this as well. You did. I heard it. It was down in Abersock. It was requested. So I was going to amend this as well, just to completely roast you. But I haven't. It's a real honour to stand here today. I'll be fast as well, because I want to get on that dance floor. And if you don't, get ready. Come on. I've known Ben since I was 3. We grew up together in the Chester countryside, dressing up as Batman and Robin, making tree houses, zip lines, driving buggies, until we're exhausted for the day. We'd then go to bed and obsessively read Guinness Book of World Records. And we'd wake up in the morning at 6 a.m. to watch Match of the Day, and I'd wake up in a bedroom and it'd absolutely stink. And I'd be like, what is going on here, Ben? Years later, we found out it was gluten-free. It's a bloody good thing you cured that before meeting Liv. We stayed close for the teenage years, and obviously spent a lot of time in the Fars and Tarpley, sinking some pints with the lads. Come on. And the adventures from Chester countryside moved to the Chester city. So spent time at house parties, events, Obviously, social groups mixed. I was friends with some of Liv's mates, as was Ben, but Liv and Ben were never formally acquainted. We spent our summers down in Abersock, where it was like we were going for a world record of our own, how many back-to-back parties you can have in 2 months. Obviously, we had to pay the way somehow, and your confidence and love for the sea somehow blagged you away onto sailboat safety racing week, which pretty much consisted him of sitting in a dinghy, drinking tea, taming a hangover. It's more of a leisurely activity, to be honest, than work. As we started to think about our careers, Ben thought, you know what, I might go and work on a super yacht. And I thought to myself, mate, sitting in a dinghy, drinking tea, taming a hangover when you're supposed to be watching these 50-foot boats bomb across the ocean, I don't think you're going to qualify for a super yacht yet. After his epic 21st at his family home, we decided to carry on the mad adventures and packed a bag, booked a plane, flew to Bali, Indonesia. We spent a month in Indonesia. It was great fun. More to share at the bar later, probably not appropriate for now. We parted ways, unfortunately. Ben went on to New Zealand by himself. His confidence, wittiness, quirkiness was flourishing. And he decided to travel from the north to the south and play a game of hitchhiking wacky races, as he describes, just jumping in random people's cars along the way. Good to see you here, mate. We joined forces again on the South Island and took on probably one of the craziest adventures of our lives. 70-kilometre hike over the Abel Tasman, if anybody knows that. 4 days, no electricity, no water, no food. You have to be prepared. The jungle's overflowing into the ocean. We did get out there alive. I'm very surprised. Good job on the prep. We moved down south to Queenstown. Woohoo! To go and see my cousin, and I could see that Ben was settled and he was ready to master his craft of joinery down there. So I parted, left him to it. He was very comfortable and happy. And then, obviously, 12,000 miles away, possibly the furthest place you get out of Chester, Olivia Ward walks into town. I wasn't there, unfortunately, when they first met, but I could imagine this is only how Ben would have reacted. Wherever you may have been. Oh my God. Is that Liv Ward? Should I go and speak to her? Yeah. All right, okay, come on. Bang, come on. Big butt. Yes, check. Dimples. Check. Have I got my colour-coordinated cap and T-shirt? Check. Oh, baby, come on. Isn't that right? I only wish that was true, but Liv made the first move, as we all know. And that's always nice when the girl makes the first move. Ben carried on to Canada, as he said, and Liv her world tour. Fast forward, I was in Leeds, Ben was back in Chester, Liv down in London, and, you know, my best mate was back in town, so I was like, right, Ben, what are you doing? Do you want to come up to Leeds this weekend? Oh, I'm just on the way down to London. London? Yeah, I'm going to see Liv Ward. I was like, okay, nice. Next weekend, Ben, do you want to come up to Leeds? I'm on the train to London right now. Next weekend, hey, I'm in London with Liv. First meeting Liv, obviously very intelligent, striking, and clearly came from a hard-working and caring family. They moved together in Chester, finally into your hometown after all this time, and started gardening from an early age, which I found amusing. Very nice, though. And now in your new home, looking over the Chester Plains into North Wales, which I think is very appropriate for your background. And little Finley joins the scene. Shout out to Big Finn, please. And Ben, we've helped each other alive our lives. This is the hard part. And appreciate the conversations we have from across the pond. And I'm looking forward to hosting you next week for your birthday. Well, next month for your birthday. Prepare yourself. Get out of dad mode for a little bit. It's a new era of partying and adventuring. And Liv, you are the perfect woman for Benjamin. I promise to return him back into one piece for you, Finley. And you're now set up for a perfect life together. It's an honour to be part of your journey, as I said. So, this is the end of the speech. Please raise a glass. Congratulations, Liv and Ben, Harry.
Well done, Jake.